This is Calm AF, a podcast for humans who are hard on themselves. A podcast for the overthinkers, people pleasers, perfectionists, and overachievers. I'm Kristen Finch, and I'm going to teach you how to quiet that incessant negative chatter in your head. Because you know what a person with a calm mind can do? Anything they want. Grab your coffee, gorgeous soul, because today's the day you get Calm AF. Hello, gorgeous soul. Welcome to Calm AF, episode 293. I mean, that's significant, especially if you know me. I don't know that I've ever done anything 293 weeks in a row. But changes are coming. And I'll kind of get into that a little bit more today. But last week, we wrapped up a 7-part series all about the dysregulated nervous system. So in the last 7 episodes, I taught you about the 3 predictable ways that dysregulated nervous system shows up, the patterns. You learned about the Calm AF scale, which is the tool that you can use to kind of monitor or rate your dysregulation. And what else? We talked about the basics of how all humans' nervous systems work and why understanding that matters so much, why understanding how all nervous systems work really is the key to pulling your power back from that kind of fear-based living. And we wrapped it up with talking about the golden rule. If you want to live a happier life, if you want to feel a life that feels more intentional, that is more on purpose, a life that you actually enjoy living, the golden rule for that is nervous system first. Hashtag NSF. Truly. If you only do one thing, if you only take one thing away from the series or even the podcast, it's the golden rule, like your life will change. Now, if you listened to the whole series or even just some of it and were like, yes, and you took all that information, you're like, this is so good. If you're nodding along being like, yes, and you filed that all away in the bookshelf, on the Calm AF bookshelf in your brain is like, ooh, this is really good information and this is really helpful. I need to keep this. I need to keep this information. So you like stored it in the Calm AF bookshelf. This is my message. This is my plea. Don't do that. Don't take the information that has been offered to you and be like, ooh, yeah, I need to keep this just in case I need it someday. Stop doing that. Stop hoarding useful and helpful information. Stop taking information being like, ooh, someday this will be helpful. If it feels helpful, use it. Hoarding information, it's not moving the needle. Understanding that your dysregulation pattern is hypervigilance, but never doing anything about it is basically you're just gathering clutter, right? If you want to learn how to build a house or a website or a business, gathering all the information and reading all the books is great. But if you actually want to have a house, like to actually build the house or build the website or build the business, you have to do the things that the book tells you to do. It's not enough to just know information. You have to be taking action. And I'm feeling very passionate. I think you can probably tell about this because I feel like it just keeps coming up of like, I know what to do. I've been listening for 100 years and I know all this information, but I'm not doing anything with it. I was like, then you're just hoarding information. You're gathering clutter. Don't do that. It's not doing anything for you. It's not helping you. So we are done with the nervous system dysregulation series, and we are going to move now into emotions, emotional dysregulation, how to feel your feelings, but I really want to pause this week before we move into that and make sure that you are doing shit with the information I'm sharing, not just hoarding it, not just storing it just in case you need it later. That's not helping you. It's just taking up space and it's actually confusing you. It is so confusing to be like, I know 1,000 gazillion things about this, but I don't know how to do any of it. It makes you feel disempowered to have all this information and not be doing anything with it because it's a constant reminder of like, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. So before we move in to our next kind of series, which will be a shorter one about emotions, I just want to pause this week and share a little bit of tough love, which I'm already apparently doing. I don't actually think of it as tough love. I think of it more of like truth. When I first started coaching, like 1,000 years ago, someone described my coaching style as like having a pom-pom in one hand and a bullwhip in the other, which I'm like, that's exactly like I will be cheering you on, but if you need me to pull out the bullwhip, I'm pulling out the bullwhip. Last week I was talking to my best friend on the phone and she described it as an iron fist wearing a velvet glove. And I could not stop laughing. I was like, that is so true. It's like, it looks really pretty, but like, beware. And also a few years ago, there was a meme going around. I don't know if you saw this meme. I think no less than 10 people sent me this meme. And it said something, I'm going to get it wrong, but it was something like, I'm mostly light and love with a little go fuck yourself or a little like fuck around and find out. Yes, that is me. And the reason why I'm sharing all of this today, before we move into our next part of the series, is because I really am so happy to share everything that I know from my formal education understanding of neuroscience and neuroplasticity to, understanding through my work as a speech pathologist of making sure people's nervous systems are regulated before we try and start rewiring their neural pathways, my understanding of emotional regulation, neuroplasticity. I am happy to share all of this because I know that there are the three things that everyone needs to know in order to create a life you actually like living are the nervous system, emotional regulation, and mindset or neuroplasticity. And I'm happy to share it because I think that the more people who really understand and use this information, the better the world gets. It is my pleasure. It is my honor to be able to share it far and wide and to share it with you every single week for 293 weeks on this podcast for free. But if you're taking the information that I share or information that you get from anywhere, not just from me, and you're hoarding it on the shelf, just like telling yourself, like, if in case I need this later, if the information that I'm sharing with you, you listen to on Wednesday morning, and then you're like, oh, cool. Yeah. And then you put it away and you don't do anything with it. If it's collecting dust, I need you to stop. Knowing what to do, knowing all of this information is very different than doing what you need to do. You don't move the needle. You don't change your life. You don't transform. You don't change your relationships. You don't change your house. You don't change your job. You don't change anything by knowing information. You change it by doing. You've got it all. You are set. You are ready to make the changes. You know everything you need to know. Now you need to do it. You need to stop gathering information. Stop hoarding clutter. If you're a person who tells yourself pretty regularly, I know what to do, I'm just not doing it, my advice to you, the best advice you will ever get is to stop. If you know what to do, then you need to do something. And you need to figure out how to just do it. You just need to start. Okay? You don't need to get any more information. Your closet is full. It's overflowing. This Calm AF bookshelf is about to collapse because there's 293 Calm AF books, information sitting on the shelf. It's about to collapse under the weight, which isn't helpful for you at all. It's not useful if it's just sitting there unused. That is literally the definition of clutter. And while I can't control what you do, I can't control whether you keep hoarding information. I'm not accusing you. If you are not a hoarder of information, cool, then this is just really a fun episode for you to listen to because you know someone who does this. But if it is you, if you take this information in, but you don't actually do anything with it, I can't control that, but at least I can feel better about knowing that I warned you, that I told you to stop, that I can tell you that it's not working, it's not moving the needle if you aren't doing what the information tells you to do. So scrolling on Instagram or TikTok, hoarding, oh no, I'm just getting quotes. I'm just gathering quotes. No, you're hoarding them. Or listening to a podcast every second of the day. Buying books, it's not getting you closer to who you want to be. It is actually slowing you down because it's heavy carrying all this clutter around. It would be like if you kept buying sweaters, right? You had a closet full of sweaters, but you just keep buying more. You have 800 sweaters in your closet. And your thought is, well, if I need a sweater, I'm definitely going to have the right sweater. But then the day comes when you actually need the sweater and you look in your closet and it's overwhelming. You're like, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. There's too much in here. And so you go out and you buy a new one. That's what you're doing with this, with the information about how to change your life, how to feel better, how to regulate your nervous system, how to feel your feelings, how to rewire your thoughts, how to change your stories. It's you keep thinking, I need more information, but then when it's time to actually grab some information, you're overwhelmed and you're like, oh, no. It's just easier if I go buy something new. Stop buying sweaters. Stop hoarding information. You know what you need to know. You have enough information. You have the exact right tools right now ready for you. The issue isn't that you don't know or that there's something else out there. The issue is that you haven't done anything with what you already have. Or maybe you've tried it. Maybe you've been like, no, I tried that thing for a couple days, but because it's new, because you're trying to do it on your own, thinking I should just be able to do this on my own, which we don't. We're not supposed to do shit on our own. That's not how brains work, right? You forget because it's new, because there's no one helping you. It's harder to actually take the information and implement it into your life than it is to just keep finding more. Just easier to just go buy a new sweater than to have to make a decision from these 800 sweaters. Okay? So you need to stop. You need to stop buying sweaters. You need to stop hoarding information. If you are not implementing, if you are not taking what you learn and then immediately going out and trying it, doing it, then you're hoarding it. It's clutter. It's weighing you down. It's low vibe. It's dusty. It's taking up space. It is keeping you from the change that you want. If I were in charge of decluttering your Calm AF bookshelf, I would toss everything except the nervous system in first stuff, or maybe intentions. There's a few little favorites that I would maybe keep, but it's only the ones that I would this is the one. This is the one that's where to start. You're going to move the needle. And I would say all of the rest of the information it's donated. It's tossed. You don't need to learn anything new. Don't listen to any new episodes. Don't listen to anything more that I say until you start doing something with all the information you already have. And it doesn't matter which piece. Like I said, I would pick nervous system first or intentions, but it really doesn't matter. Pick something that made you feel like, yes, and do something with it. Okay? Stop. It's not helping all this information. Turn off the podcasts. Stop scrolling Instagram and TikTok for more inspiration so that you have more ideas. Stop buying new books. Take what you have and use it. There are 293 episodes of Calm AF. You don't need more. Pick one thing. Implement that one thing. If you are not a person who is going to follow through on this on your own, which most people aren't, no shame, you need to join Calm AF Life to get that built-in accountability. Please don't be have an accountability buddy with your friend. That's not how that works either. Don't make your friends do this. Your life doesn't change because you know lots of things. It changes when you do something with the things that you know. I love you. Stop sabotaging yourself. Stop thinking that all of this information is you just need a little more and then you'll change. Okay? I promise you, one of those 800 sweaters is going to work. Pick one thing from the Calm AF bookshelf. Practice it today. Do it again tomorrow. Do it again the next day. Do it for 30 days. Do it for 30 more days. And then maybe you can pick another thing from the bookshelf. Maybe, but you're already going to see. You're going to see that focusing on this one thing has moved the needle so much that you're like, oh, I didn't even need all those other 292 episodes. This is the way, my friend. Stop hoarding me. Stop hoarding my information. I don't want to be clutter. I adore you, but ew. Oh, iron fist, velvet glove, pom-pom, bullwhip, right? All right. Again, Calm AF Life, it is ready for you right now. Changes are coming for a lot of reasons. So if you want my personal help to help you pick the work, to help you pick what to work on, to get that accountability before the price changes, the link is in the bio. And, if you have questions, you can also sign up for a quick little call to ask me questions. Stop hoarding. Start doing. I love you. I will talk to you next time. Thanks for listening. And before you go, one more thing. So as you know, I am slightly obsessed with helping as many humans tap into their calm AFness as possible. So if this podcast has helped you, would you please leave a review, make sure you're subscribed, and share it with your friends. Also, make sure you head on over to KristenFinch.com to see how you can work with me. You can sign up for my emails and get any other goodies I have available. Until next week, I love you so much. I am so grateful that you're here. I'll see you next time.